Listen carefully. There is no mystery in success. There is no secret door, no hidden shortcut, no lucky formula that replaces effort. If you want success, you don't chase it, you build it. And the only material you build it with is hard work. You can wish all you want, but wishing never built a future. Working did. There are people who are smarter than you, faster than you, more gifted than you. But talent without effort is just wasted potential. Hard work shows up when talent sleeps. It stays late when motivation leaves. And in the long run, consistency always wins over natural ability. Nobody hands out success like a free gift. Every achievement you admire has a receipt, and that receipt is effort, sacrifice, and discipline. If you don't like where you are, don't complain. Upgrade your work ethic. Because your results are always connected to your effort, the biggest enemy of hard work is comfort. Comfort tells you you're fine. Comfort tells you start tomorrow. But tomorrow is where dreams go to die. If you stay comfortable, you stay average. If you push through discomfort, you move towards success. Hard work without discipline is temporary. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation disappears. You don't need to feel like working, you need to decide to work. That decision, repeated daily, becomes your identity. Time is not just passing, it is building your life. Every hour you waste is an hour your future self will regret, and every hour you invest is a brick in your success story. You are either building your dream or delaying it. There is no neutral zone. At the end of the day, people won't remember your excuses, they will see your results. Hard work never hides. It shows in your confidence, your progress, your lifestyle, and your achievements. You don't need to announce it. Your success will speak for you. Listen closely, because this is where most people separate themselves from the life they keep dreaming about. Talent is loud. Hard work is quiet. Talent gets attention in the beginning, but hard work decides who is still standing at the end. And here is the truth that many people don't want to accept. The world does not reward what you are born with. It rewards what you are willing to build. There are people out there who start ahead of you. They speak better, think faster, move smoother, and seem naturally gifted in every direction. And if you only look at that surface level, you might feel discouraged. You might start believing that success belongs only to the gifted ones. But that belief is the first trap that destroys potential. Because talent without effort is like a car with no fuel. It looks powerful, but it doesn't move anywhere. Hard work changes that entire equation. Hard work doesn't care where you started. It doesn't care how slow you are. It doesn't care how many people are better than you today. Hard work only cares about one thing. Are you showing up again and again when others quit? The truth is, talent without discipline fades. You have seen it in real life. The most gifted student who never studied and slowly got left behind. The most naturally skilled athlete who never trained seriously and disappeared from the game. The most creative mind that never built anything and ended up with nothing. Why? Because talent feels comfortable, and comfort kills urgency. Hard work, on the other hand, creates pressure. It forces growth. It builds character when nobody is watching. It turns average people into dangerous competitors over time. Not overnight, but over time. And success always belongs to those who respect time. When a hardworking person enters a room, they may not be the most impressive at first glance, but they are the most dangerous in the long run because they are not depending on natural ability. They are building skill, discipline, and consistency every single day. And consistency is something talent can never fake. You need to understand something very clearly. Hard work is not about being the fastest. It is about refusing to stop. It is about showing up when you are tired. It is about repeating the same effort when nobody is clapping. It is about doing the boring work that others avoid because they want shortcuts. And here is the turning point most people miss. Hard work compounds. 1 hour of effort today may not change your life, but hundreds of hours stacked together will completely rewrite your future. That is how ordinary people become extraordinary. Not by luck, but by repetition. So when you see someone more talented than you, don't get intimidated, get activated. Because talent might give them a head start, but hard work decides who finishes the race. At the end of the day, talent might open the door, but hard work builds the entire house you live in. And the world always respects the person who built something, not the one who only had the potential to do it. Let's get one thing straight from the beginning. Nobody owes you success. Not your family, not your friends, not your teachers, not the world. If you are waiting for success to be handed to you, you are already losing time you will never get back. Success is not sitting somewhere, waiting for the right person to come and collect it. It is not a reward for simply existing. It is something you earn through pressure, persistence, and personal sacrifice. And the sooner you understand that, the faster your life changes. Most people think success is about opportunity. That is only half the truth. Opportunity without preparation is useless, and preparation only happens when you decide to work even when nobody is forcing you. That is where real growth begins. Not in motivation, but in responsibility. Think about it deeply. Everything you admire in successful people has a hidden cost. The confidence you see was built through failures nobody witnessed. The discipline you respect was built through nights when they worked while others slept. The results you envy were paid for with consistency that most people are not willing to maintain. Nobody gets a shortcut to success. There is no elevator. You take the stairs, and sometimes those stairs are steep, slow, and exhausting. But every step you take is proof that you are building something real, something that cannot be taken away easily. And here is the hard truth most people avoid. If success could be given, it would lose its value. What makes it powerful is not just the result, but the journey it takes to reach it. The struggle is not an obstacle. It is part of the price. People often complain about their current situation, but they ignore the connection between effort and outcome. Your life is not random. It is a reflection of your habits, your discipline, and your willingness to do what others avoid. If your effort is small, your results will be small. If your effort is consistent, your results will eventually grow. Earning success also means accepting discomfort. It means doing things even when you don't feel like it. It means choosing long-term reward over short-term pleasure. It means sacrificing distractions that give temporary comfort but permanent regret. There is a difference between people who want success and people who are ready to earn it. Those who want it wait for perfect conditions. Those who earn it create results in imperfect conditions. That difference decides everything. You don't become successful by waiting for the right moment. You become successful by turning every moment into something useful. Even failure becomes part of the process when you understand that nothing is wasted if you learn from it. And remember this clearly. Earned success is the only kind that lasts. If it is not built through effort, it cannot survive pressure. But when you earn it through hard work, discipline, and persistence, it becomes part of your identity. No one can take it away from you because you built it with your own hands. So stop looking for a reward. Start building your receipt. Because in the real world, success is never given freely. It is always earned fully. You need to hear this clearly. Comfort is not your friend. It is the silent force that keeps you stuck while convincing you that you are safe. Comfort does not look dangerous at first. In fact, it feels good. It feels like rest, like peace, like I deserve this. But behind that feeling is a trap that slowly removes your hunger, weakens your discipline, and delays your future. Comfort does not destroy your life in one moment. It destroys it slowly, quietly, without you even noticing. Every big failure in life is not always caused by a lack of ability. Many times, it is caused by too much comfort. The moment you start choosing ease over effort, you start losing ground, because life does not stand still. If you are not growing, you are falling behind. Comfort tells you to delay things. It says start tomorrow. It says you are tired. It says you have time. It gives you excuse dressed up as logic. And the more you listen to it, the weaker your discipline becomes. Slowly, your dreams stop feeling urgent. They start feeling optional. But success does not come to people who treat their goals as optional. It comes to those who treat their goals as necessary. That is a completely different mindset. One builds pressure, the other builds delay. Look at any person who achieved something meaningful. They did not stay in comfort. They pushed through it. They worked when they were tired. They showed up when it was inconvenient. They made decisions that felt uncomfortable in the moment but powerful in the long run, because growth never happens in comfort. Growth happens when you are stretched, when you are challenged, when you are forced to do what you do not feel like doing. That resistance you feel is not a sign to stop. It is a sign you are finally moving in the right direction. Most people never realize that comfort slowly shrinks their potential. It reduces their ambition without them noticing. It makes big goals feel unrealistic and small goals feel enough. It lowers standards silently until mediocrity feels normal. And once mediocrity becomes normal, ambition disappears. You cannot build a powerful life while staying in a soft routine. If your days are too easy, your future will be too weak. Strength is not built in comfort. Strength is built in struggle, repetition, and discomfort that you refuse to escape from. This is why discipline matters so much. Discipline is the force that pulls you out of comfort when comfort is trying to pull you down. Discipline is what tells you to keep going when your mind says stop. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The uncomfortable truth is this: every level of success demands a higher level of discomfort. If you want more, you must be willing to do more. If you want better results, you must accept harder routines. There is no version of success that does not require sacrifice. Comfort will always offer you excuses. It will always feel easier in the moment. But easy choices create hard lives. And hard choices create easier futures. So the real question is not whether comfort feels good. The real question is whether you are willing to leave comfort behind in order to build something meaningful. Because in the end, comfort does not build winners. It builds people who always wonder, what could have been? Let me hit you with something real. Motivation is temporary, but discipline is what keeps your life from falling apart when motivation disappears. Most people are motivated in moments. They feel inspired, they feel powerful, they feel ready to change everything. But the moment that feeling fades, they return to their old habits. And that is exactly why so many people never reach their potential. They rely on emotion instead of structure. Discipline is different. Discipline does not wait for a feeling. It does not ask for permission. It does not care if you are tired, bored, or distracted. Discipline shows up anyway. It is the system that keeps your life moving forward even when your mind wants to quit. If hard work is the engine, discipline is the ignition. Without it, nothing starts. And even if something starts, without discipline, it will not last. Because inconsistency destroys more dreams than failure ever will. Think about it. Any goal you have requires repetition. You don't succeed in one big moment. You succeed through small actions done again and again. And repetition without discipline is impossible. That is why discipline is not just a habit. It is a decision you make every single day. The truth is, nobody feels like doing difficult things all the time. Even the most successful people don't wake up excited every single day. The difference is, they don't rely on feelings. They rely on commitment. They do what needs to be done because they already decided who they want to become, and that decision changes everything. Without discipline, your goals become suggestions. With discipline, your goals become rules. And when something becomes a rule in your life, you stop negotiating with excuses. You stop asking, do I feel like it? And you start asking, does this move me forward or not? Discipline is built in the moments when no one is watching. It is built when you choose work over entertainment, when you choose focus over distraction, when you choose effort over ease. These small decisions may not look powerful in the moment, but over time they shape your entire identity because you are not what you say you are what you repeatedly do. Most people underestimate this. They think success comes from big actions, but in reality, it comes from consistent ones. One disciplined day won't change your life, but hundreds of disciplined days will completely rebuild it. And here is the part people struggle with the most. Discipline feels uncomfortable at the beginning. It forces you to break old patterns. It forces you to ignore impulses. It forces you to act even when your mind resists. But that resistance is not a warning. It is training. It is your mind adjusting to a higher standard. Once discipline becomes part of your identity, everything changes. You stop needing motivation. You stop waiting for the perfect mood. You start operating like someone who already knows what they want and refuses to drift away from it. And that is the real power of discipline. It removes confusion. It removes delay. It removes excuses. It gives your life structure, direction, and momentum. At the end of the day, discipline is not about restriction. It is about freedom. Because the more disciplined you become today, the more control you gain over your future tomorrow. Let me speak to you with complete clarity. Time is not just passing, it is pricing your future. Every hour you waste is not just gone, it is gone forever. Most people treat time like it is unlimited. They act like they can always start later, fix things later, become serious later. But life does not pause for anyone. It keeps moving whether you are ready or not. And while you are delaying, your future is silently being shaped without your permission. Every single hour carries value. You either invest it or you lose it. There is no neutral use of time. Even when you think you are just relaxing, you are still making a choice. And that choice either builds your future or slowly weakens it. The biggest mistake people make is thinking success is built in big moments. It is not. Success is built in ordinary hours that most people ignore. It is built in the early mornings when nobody is watching. It is built in the late nights when distractions are strong but focus wins. It is built in the small decisions that seem unimportant but accumulate over time. And here is the truth that separates achievers from everyone else. Successful people respect time like it is their most valuable currency, because it is. Once time is gone, you cannot earn it back, no matter how hard you work later. If you waste 1 hour today, it may not feel like much. But 1 hour becomes 5 hours, 5 becomes days, days become months, and months become years. And one day, you wake up wondering where all the time went. But it did not disappear. It was spent on things that did not matter. Every hour you waste is a future version of yourself losing opportunity. That future self is not lazy, not weak, not unmotivated. That future self is simply carrying the consequences of today's decisions. On the other side, every hour you invest is building something invisible but powerful. You may not see results immediately, but you are creating momentum. You are stacking effort. You are building skills, discipline, and direction. And over time, that invisible work becomes visible success. Most people underestimate how small actions compound. They think one skipped day is harmless, but skipped days become habits, and habits become identity. That is how people slowly drift away from their goals without even realizing it. Time does not care about your intentions. It only responds to your actions. You can have the best dreams in the world, but if your time is not aligned with those dreams, nothing will change. This is why urgency matters. Not panic, but awareness. Awareness that every hour is an opportunity. Every day is a chance to either move forward or stay the same. And staying the same is just another way of falling behind, because life never stops evolving. You are either building your future with intention, or you are allowing time to build it for you randomly. And random results rarely match your dreams. So the question is simple but powerful. What are you doing with your hours? Because in the end, success is not only about talent or luck. It is about respect for time. And those who respect time always end up building something meaningful with it. Let me tell you something most people don't realize until it is too late. Your results are not hiding from you. They are exposing you. Every single outcome in your life is a reflection, not of your dreams, not of your intentions, but of your effort, your habits, and your consistency. Life does not care what you planned. It only shows what you actually did. People often think success is unfair because they compare results without understanding effort. They see someone winning and assume luck. They see someone struggling and assume bad timing. But what they don't see is the invisible work behind the scenes. The early mornings, the repeated failures, the sacrifices, and the discipline when nobody was watching. Your results are honest, brutally honest. They don't lie, they don't exaggerate, they simply reveal the truth about your level of commitment. If your results are not where you want them to be, it is not because life is against you. It is because your actions have not yet matched your ambition. This is where most people avoid responsibility. They want better results without changing their behavior. They want success without changing their habits. But that is not how reality works. You cannot plant laziness and expect achievement. You cannot plant inconsistency and expect greatness. Everything you see in your life today is the result of repeated behavior. Not one action, but repeated actions. That is why small habits matter more than big plans. Because habits become patterns, and patterns become results. And here is the deeper truth. Your results are not just outcomes, they are feedback. They are telling you exactly what needs to change. If something is not working, it is not a reason to quit. It is information. It is showing you where your effort is missing, where your focus is weak, where your discipline is inconsistent. But most people don't listen to feedback. They argue with it. They blame circumstances. They compare themselves to others instead of studying themselves. And because of that, they repeat the same cycle over and over again. If you want different results, you must change the input. You cannot keep doing the same things and expect a different life. That is not motivation, that is mathematics. Effort in, results out. Weak effort in, weak results out. And this is where accountability becomes powerful. When you stop blaming external factors and start analyzing your own behavior, everything shifts. You begin to understand that your life is not happening to you, it is responding to you. The most successful people in the world don't run from their results. They study them, they adjust, they improve, they treat every failure as data, not defeat. And that mindset allows them to grow faster than those who are busy making excuses. Your results are also shaping your identity. If you consistently act with discipline, your results build confidence. If you consistently act with weakness, your results build doubt. Over time, your life becomes a mirror of your behavior. So if you want to change your future, don't just focus on dreaming bigger. Focus on acting differently. Because results are not created by thoughts alone. They are created by behavior repeated over time. And the final truth is simple but powerful. Your results will always tell the truth about your effort, even when you don't. So understand this clearly. Hard work is not punishment. It is power. If you want success, stop searching for easy paths. Start building strong habits. Because in the real world, hard work is success, and there is no debate about it.